as follows. There was a new shul that was being built. Again, this topic we can go for hours. There was a new shul that was being built. And the congregants in the synagogue, they told the rabbi, we want a shiur Torah, a class every night. So the rabbi says, oh, b'simcha rabbah. Right? It's a rabbi's dream to hear that from his congregants. Rabbi, we want you to teach us Torah. Sometimes you have the rabbi texting, come to class, come to class, come to class. In this community, they had the students that were begging the rabbi to teach them. So there was one gabbai. Gabbai means the helper of the shul. He does all the, the work that, the dirty work, as they say in the streets. He does all the dirty work. So the gabbai took upon himself to make the plof for every class. One night plof, one night korochan, one night this, one night that, right? To each his own. And also on top of that, he made it his business to give everyone a beverage that they liked. One guy liked hot tea with 3 sugar and lemon. Another guy liked his coffee, no milk, right? Because it's a meaty dinner. He liked his coffee 3 sugar dark. So if anyone wants to make me coffee, now you know how I like it. I'm joking. So he knew how everyone, he had a paper. Okay, Mr. B liked his coffee like this. Mr. A liked his coffee like that. Mr. D liked his tea like this. Everyone, he had a whole list of paper of 40 congregants, and he made their coffee, tea, the beverages the way they liked it. But there's one little problem. He gave everyone, all the time, for all the years he's been doing this, a half a cup. Imagine someone asked you, you're doing a favor to someone, right? You're doing a favor to someone. You give him half a cup. Isn't that disrespectful a little bit? You're doing the job already. You have the list. You know what you like. Fill it up. Why are you giving a half a cup? You know what happens when you give half a cup? They're going to ask for another cup. And he didn't mind. He said, no problem. Another cup, I'll refill for you 4 times. But a full cup, I will never give you. So many years, they didn't understand why. So many years, they didn't understand why. And one day, this old man, this gabbai gets sick. He gets sick. And he never missed any night learning, never. Because he had a responsibility. So he gets sick, the weather is cold. He says, my son, he tells he had a son, I can't do it tonight. I can't make their beverages tonight. Here's the list. You do it. Papa, no problem. The son is about to put on his coat. He's about to leave the door. And the father runs out. 1 second, my son. I forgot to tell you the most important rule. Yes, father, what's the most important rule? Do me a favor. Whatever you do, make sure it's half a cup. He said, I understand. 10 years you're working in the shul. 10 years you're doing this. 10 years you get the heat from people. 10 years they're telling you, you're already in the kitchen. Just fill it up a little more. We're going to ask you for seconds and thirds and fourths. Abba, he says, Father, what's going on? What's this? Why do you have such a rule? Why half a cup? He said, just do it. Don't ask, just do it. He said, no, tell me why. He said, you really want to know? He said, yeah. He said, don't tell nobody. I haven't told this to anybody. But I'm going to tell you. In some guys in our shul, specifically the ones that come to the class, some of their hands shake. And a lot of them have this problem. And if I were to fill up the hot beverage full, what would happen? It would not only burn their hand, but they would shake and everything would spill. They'll get the carpet dirty, they'll get themselves dirty, they'll get their neighbor dirty, and they're gonna feel embarrassed. What are they going to say? And if you want to tell me, oh, you know what? For half the guys who don't have shaky hands, put for them full. For those guys, put them for them half. Guess what? They're also going to feel embarrassed. Because the guy with the full cup, they're going to say, oh, why does he have half? I was willing to get the heat for 10 years. People made fun of me. People thought I was crazy. People said, yeah, you're already in the kitchen. Might as well just... I was ready to get the heat myself, just not to embarrass these couple of Jews that had shaky hands. If we get this message, it's not what can he do for me, but let's start living, what can I do for him? What can I do for someone else? When we are able to maximize, we're able to understand this message and apply it in our life, and not look for what can he or she do for me? What can I take from others? No. What can I give to someone else? How much love can I have for another? What can I do for someone else? Once we are able to maximize in this message, it'll be much easier for us to be able to build relationships with our friends, with our parents, with our siblings. Oh, she doesn't do this for me. She doesn't do that for me. What can I do for you? What can I do for her? What can I do for him? Oh, my wife is like this. She's always taking... No. It's called unconditional love. What does unconditional love mean?
No condition.
I'm doing without expecting back. That's the highest level. If you're able to maximize on this, you're going to be a very happy camper. Why? With your parents, with your siblings, with your friends, with your spouses. It's going to be good. That's the secret. That's the name of the game. Unconditional love. Yiratzon, that we should be able to take this message to heart and apply it in these days of the Omer that we are in today, to really focus on this message. And the really right way to prepare for Shavuot is to find this love between one another. Once we're able to maximize on this, we'll be perfectly ready for Shavuot. And Yiratzon, that we should build this vessel. Kli that's machzik bracha is shalom. And remember, ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha is specifically the friend that's ra. As long as we have hate between someone, the pipes are broken. Remember that. If you need to get into a school, if you need to get married, you have ra, you're butting heads with someone, very hard for Hashem to give you anything. As soon as you make the re'echa ve'ahavta, the pipe is fixed. And the blessing starts to come. And you found her, or you found him, and you got into the school, you got the good grade, etc., etc. Thank you so much for your attention. Baruch Adonai Olam.
Amen.